time. Yep, we're taking it slow and steady and we're getting things done. Got my tea in my brand new mug.
On the ground, I'll soon be fluttering if I can find my wings. Find my wings. Impatiently, I want to fly today.
Yep.
But I hear a gentle voice inside me say that slow and steady
steps will be my pace.
Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly.
Get on in here. We got stuff to talk about.
Believe I only race with me. Only me.
Please share our videos. We helped a lot of people this morning with your shares.
Give to someone else this journey for myself. It's for myself. Since my best is all I have, it is enough. I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust that slow and
steady
steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow
This is Megan.
and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly, and I will soar. I will reach the sky, a little at a time. I'm reaching. I keep believing that slow and steady.
Okay, this is a really long song. And we've got 237 people in here and another 44 on YouTube. One day we'll have 1 million. I don't doubt it. Have 1 million on YouTube because y'all share. And a lot of people need to get their homes in order. Let's think about this for a second. We have 330 million people in the United States. That's just the United States. I'm not talking about the world, even though we got people from all over the world. But say we got 115 million women. Think about that. 115 million women. I want you to ponder on how many people you know that you could drop in on them at a moment's notice and not embarrass them. How many do you think that is? I could drop in at my sister's house. I could drop in at Leanne's house. But they could drop in on mine. But I wouldn't do it to anybody else. Think about it. Think about it. Of all the people you know, and maybe you only have 2 people that you could drop in on out of 10. So that's 80%. 80% of 100 million, just round it down to 100 million. 80% of 100 million is still 80 million. 80 million people. And if we got a million join, we've almost got a million on Facebook. But if we got a million people on just 1%, a million people on YouTube, look how many houses would be clean. I have to tell you something funny. Leanne sent me a message earlier today. We text off and on most of the days. She's my body clutter buddy. I've got another one too, and it's. I don't listen to all of Leanne's shows. She doesn't listen to all of mine. She does real good though at being there. She really does. But she said, "Did you know that consistent was the word I picked for this year?" And I didn't. And I picked consistency, but it's the same thing. Consistent. Being consistent. I don't know why somebody can't see our video. It's doing fine. Lots of people are seeing it. It could be. Anyway. So Leanne and I are in the same mindset. That's another name, another word that a lot of people have picked. Consistency of doing baby steps every day, of taking care of our bodies, of taking our supplements. That consistency is the difference. Really, it's the consistency of doing it every single day. When you stop doing it every single day, you don't care about yourself. So my sister Patty sent me this little message this morning. She says, "Today is the official FlyBaby Get Your Act Together Day for a lot of women all over the world. These same women will be the ones who will quit when they fall off the wagon. They will punish themselves and say if they can't do it perfectly, then they'll have to live in chaos for the rest of the year, and they can't start again until 2022. The truth is, the FlyLady wagon starts over every day with a fresh start. Nobody is left behind. We're going to have fun getting our routines done in 2021. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? And then she sent me this other little testimonial, which is one of our back to basics things. And I'm going to toss it out right now because this is important stuff. Everything we do in the FlyLady system has a rhyme and a reason, a purpose. And it is so important. Even to the point, if you miss a day, jump back in where you are. You don't have to beat yourself up. All of this is part of our system of loving ourselves, finally loving ourselves. So here's a testimonial that we got today. And I know this. I don't know this woman personally, but I was this woman once upon a time. And I'll tell you what I had to break out when I get through with the testimonial. My feet got cold. Anyway, dear FlyLady and friends, I have been flying for a while now, but I have a confession. Oh, do you have a confession? Yeah, I bet you do. I've been extremely resistant to getting dressed to lace up shoes. Is that a rebel or what? We've all been there. I thought to myself, that's so silly. Surely it's not that big of a deal to get dressed to lace up shoes. So I fixed my hair and face, but rarely put on my shoes. Wasn't finished yet. See, I'm from Alabama, and in my neck of the woods, we hate to wear shoes. I grew up that way too. I grew up barefoot. Was barefoot most of my life. If I wore a pair of shoes, I kicked them off somewhere. Why do you think we lace them to our feet? I've never been a fan of shoes. About a month ago, I decided to add in lace up shoes for a week just to prove you wrong, and then go back to flying around the house in my fuzzy socks. Well, number one, fuzzy socks will throw you on your butt faster than anything. Don't wear fuzzy socks around the house in a hardwood floor. You'll slip and fall. So I did it for one entire week. Well, good for you. Prove me wrong. I don't care. 2 days after not wearing my shoes, I noticed my back was hurting. Imagine that. I didn't think anything about it because I have a bone disease, so I was accustomed to an aching back. I also noticed that I seemed to have less energy that I had the previous week. Wonder why? Then I had a light bulb moment. I thought maybe, just maybe, my energy level and aching back might be because I didn't have lace up shoes. So the next morning I went back to my lace up shoes, and guess what? My back didn't ache. My energy level had returned. So this day, so to do to this day, I have not had a backache. My back has hurt me for years. I would have never dreamed that wearing shoes would change that. I realized I was the silly one. Hey, my last name's Silly. I get to be silly. Everything you have suggested we do has produced positive results in my life, just as you said it would. I want to thank you. Never again will I resist getting dressed to lace up shoes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing your experience and hope with all your experience, strength, and hope with all of us fly babies. I am so grateful you and all the helpers. I'm so grateful for you and all your helpers in FlyLady land. Sincerely, Fly Baby from Southern Alabama. Hey, I used to Central Alabama. I used to live in Central Alabama. I lived in Coleman County. Got a tickle in my throat. Anyway, here's to putting our shoes on and keeping them on during the day. It's important to keep your shoes on. You know, shoes give you a little cushion. It's like it's like a shock absorber for your bones and your back. Having a good pair of lace-up shoes, having a good pair of lace-up shoes is important. And if you don't have a good pair, or you have some and they're dirty, throw them in the wash machine, let them dry real well, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Having those shoes tells your head that it's time to do something. Men have shoes for everything. They have boots for working out in the yard. They have golf shoes. They have baseball cleats. You name it. They get a pair of shoes for everything. But we deprive ourselves of having a pair of shoes because the kids need shoes. The best thing you can do for your children is buy you a decent pair of shoes. Yeah. Because the shoes help align your body. Starting with your ankles, your knees, your hips, everything gets in alignment. And it's powerful. It's so powerful. So, folks, wash you a pair of shoes, buy you a pair of shoes, go on eBay and buy a pair of shoes. That's where I get a couple of my shoes. My Brooks I can't buy anymore, so I buy them. They're my lace-up shoes. But today, I broke out my boots. My feet are cold. So I broke out my leather boots that have a fleece lining, and I'm going to have warm toes now. And I'm happy about it. I'm glad to have toes that are warm. But the boots, they don't come off easy. They zip on. They're hard to get off. In the summertime, if I wear sandals, they're Velcroed on my feet. I don't wear sandals much anymore. I have gotten in the habit of wearing my shoes every day, and I can't go barefoot. Even at night, I can't go barefoot. So I have a pair of house shoes that fit on my feet. I have to use a shoehorn to get them on, and I can take them off, but they're not easy to take off. So I wear them up until bedtime. I take them off and I walk to bed. But I don't wear house shoes during the day. I wear my boots or my fit flops. I love those fit flops. I'm telling you, they have compression in them that keeps the blood flowing back to your up to your heart. And my feet never swell well enough wearing those. So get you a decent pair of shoes, and it's gonna make flying so much easier. I remember when I first started getting organized, I was getting ready to have Thanksgiving dinner at our house for the first time. And I bought me the cutest little pair of white Keds. They were $6 at Walmart. I almost died cooking dinner. Almost died. And I couldn't figure out why. And it was because they had no support in them. I was worn out from those little white shoes. Yeah, you get what you pay for, $6. And I threw those things away. They were cute, but they just didn't do it for me. So I found a pair of shoes that felt like clouds on my feet, and I've stuck with those. I have 2 pair of them, and I have my fit flops. I have a red pair and a hot pink pair, and a black pair. I can change them up, and they just feel good. They're like wearing a massager on my feet. Well, folks, let's drink our tea. Here's to wearing your shoes. Don't rebel. Don't be a rebel. Say, yes, ma'am, I'll wear my shoes. Because they really energize you and they protect your feet. Never go in the kitchen barefooted. Now, the other night, Robert accidentally broke a glass in our living room. He knocked it with his elbow, and yes, I'm saying fit flops. Glass went everywhere, and he was so upset. And I said, honey, it just made more room in the cabinet. we barely had enough room for those glasses. So we're down one. We'd already broken one, so now we're down to 4 of them. And they're a little insulated glass that we really like, and they're glass. And let me get it right here. I got out my rubber sweeper and the dustpan, and he picked up the big pieces, and we got that cleaned up. We got it cleaned up in no time, and then we took a lint roller. I know this sounds weird, but we do have a little puppy that doesn't wear shoes, and we were more concerned about her than anything. So we took a lint roller over the floor to get any little sliver that might have gotten in a crack. And we got it done. But we had our shoes on. And it was evening. We had our shoes on. So we didn't worry about us getting hurt, but we worried about the puppy. She's a big girl now. She was 2 years old. No. Anyway, I think she's 3 years old. So drink up. Yeah, fit flops, I love them. I love them. I don't know why somebody said no fit flops. They really stay on your feet. I have to work to get them on. And it's not a flip flop. No, I don't do flip flops. You can't run in flip flops. I always have on shoes I could run in if I needed to. Because you never know when you got to go rescue a cat from a hawk or something, and you got to get out there quick. And we could do it. We could do it. Where do you get flip flops? They're on Amazon. They're on Amazon. Zappos. Yeah, they're everywhere. So save your money and get you some good shoes. You'll be happy. You'll be glad you did. Getting in the habit of getting dressed to lace up shoes every single day is going to change your life. That's just one habit. Making your bed is going to change your life. Emptying your dishwasher every day. I've already run mine a second time today. Look it up on Amazon. Do a search on Amazon for Fit Flop. They're elastic. It's like having an elastic shoe on your foot. So I see somebody else has had to rescue a critter from a hawk. Yeah, but they're bad to come around. We got a pair of them living in our woods, but I like the hawks. I got a picture of one on this wall over here that Robert took. It's a majestic thing. Love it. But when you go into the kitchen, I learned my lesson the hard way. I went into the kitchen and I dropped a Pyrex measuring cup, and it shattered in 1,000,000,000 pieces, and I couldn't move. There was no way I could get out of the kitchen. None. Robert had to bring a rug over and help me get out of the kitchen. So, and then I had to get my shoes on. So folks, be prepared. Be prepared for an accident. Most people break toes because they don't have their shoes on. And then that lays you up and you can't do anything. But when they break in 1,000,000 pieces. You have to hit them just right, or they have to hit the floor just right. Anyway, folks, y'all have a good rest of the day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Plan and Play Day. I'm doing really good today with the Hot Melt Sprint. I've got my dinner all planned out. I've been staying hydrated all day, which is really good when you're hungry. So drinking your water, and I've had some bone broth in a cup, which was wonderful. I'll have this funny story to tell you. I was boiling my water. I have this little tea kettle that's automatic, and it's the best thing in the whole wide world. It keeps you from burning the house down. And I had my bone broth, because I do my own bone broth, and I reduce it down, and I put it into ice cube trays and freeze it. So I put a couple of the cubes in a cup to thaw up before I poured my hot water in there. And then I got sidetracked, and Robert saw, he called it sludge, in the bottom of my cup. And next thing I know, he's at the sink pouring it down the sink. And that's my liquid gold, I'm telling you. I worked hard for that stuff. And I yelled out, "What are you doing?" as loud as I could. And he said, "I'm just pouring this nasty coffee out of the cup." And I said, "That wasn't coffee." He said, "Well, it was the cup I gave you this morning." I said, "Well, I rinsed that cup out and I put some bone broth in there. And I just have to put hot water in it." He said, "Oops." So everybody makes mistakes. I am wearing a rosary on my wrist. This is I call it my prayer bracelet. So I can lay in bed and just go through it and just go around it and pray for people. I got a big, long prayer list. Keep my friend Melanie in your prayers. She has COVID. Please keep her in your prayers. But she's young. She'll be good. So, folks, Let's find our words. Mine's going to be consistent. Consistency, that's the key for me. You do it every day, not every other day, not twice a week. It's consistency. Consistency every single day. And if you happen to miss a day, then jump back in like you didn't. Jump back in like you didn't. Anyway, I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow because we're going to do some more back to basic stuff. We're going to deal with our basic weekly plan, which is plan and play, and we're going to get it done. And this is a cup I got for Christmas from Julie, and it says, I will walk by faith even when I cannot see. That's 2 Corinthians 5:7. So walk by faith. I'm walking by faith. This body clutter is going away. I'm going to be consistent at taking care of me. No cheat days, none whatsoever. I will be consistent. Anything you say after I am consistent. I am consistent. That just reinforces it. So come up with your affirmation, use your word in it, and let's stick to it. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow because I'm pretty consistent about doing 2 shows a day. And y'all like them too. Me and Leanne are consistent.